All right, coming to day 2 here at Austin DevOps Days. I'm here with Damon Edwards. Damon, how are you doing?
Good. How you doing, Barton?
I'm doing well. So you spoke yesterday, and you've been with DTO, so you've been in this space for quite a while. Can you talk a little bit about that, about how you got into this and what y'all are doing?
Sure. I mean, we were early automation guys, and big web scale things were known as the guys you can go to in the web operations side, get anything automated. Did a lot of early delivery pipelines even before continuous delivery was a thing. And then we kind of accidentally fell into this sort of the business process organizational management consulting because people were realizing that, hey, small community, we know the company over there, we know you work with both of us, we both use the same automation, but their company's getting better and our company's still stuck in the mud. Why is that? Can you help us figure that out? And after a while, we said, wait, maybe we should try to figure that out. So we got into really taking lean principles, going even kind of further back than Agile, going back to original kind of lean, theory of constraints, systems thinking. Saying how can we port all of that, those techniques and knowledge that have been decades of worth of work there in the manufacturing and other service delivery industries. How can we port that to this domain that we're in now? And it's kind of a hit. It was a thing that our clients wanted more of that. They're like, we can find other people to help us with the automation, but we need to more people to help us figure out how do we do the people and process and tooling and the interaction of the three, and especially in large enterprises. That's kind of been our sweet spot.
Maybe you could talk about that, because obviously this stuff started, meaning DevOps started in the web scale, started with the big web companies that we're all familiar with. But how was it transferred over to the enterprise, and what kind of obstacles and what kind of positive things have you seen?
Sure. I mean, I think fundamentally there is no such thing as like enterprise DevOps. It's just applying DevOps principles at scale. And I've made this comment before that I don't think small companies or single purpose built web companies really have DevOps problems. I mean, what are you complaining about? Like, just go change it. There's 50 people, 100 people in your company, 1,000 people in your company even. They all work in the same area. They all work in the same same set of teams. Just go fix your problems, right? And I know I've been a bit glib there and minimizing how difficult it is to get things done. But large enterprises fundamentally have these problems. They have the silos problems. I mean, by definition, they are large, complex beasts that have been assembled over. They have the history. I call enterprise, I call legacy is basically the history of success, right? It's like you've been around long enough to be successful enough to accumulate multiple generations of not only technologies but of process and people. You have disparate set of skills. You have these complexity issues. Organizational complexity issues that you just don't have in smaller organizations, and applying those principles and trying to get that done at scale is it's a different animal, right? And so it's another level of where you have to take things. But fundamentally, what they need to do is the same thing that happens by naturally in smaller organizations is the work becomes visible, right? I think the key to DevOps success, whether you're a 5-person startup in a single room where everybody just knows what's going on at all times and you get things done, the difference there is the work is visible. You get in a large enterprise, the work isn't visible. You only see what's in your silo. You only see what's in your division or what's in your piece. You don't see the end-to-end system, so people end up working out of context. That siloed behavior builds up and people all show up to work trying to do the right thing, but the end-to-end system breaks or doesn't deliver. So a big part of what we're doing is teaching organizations both from the executive level, but also at the team level, how to make the work visible, how to make the organization aware of what the end-to-end process, how they actually work today, what are the things that need to be fixed, and then show them how to go and do it.
So what if I don't know if you can mention? I think you had a big logo slide yesterday for some of the people you work with.
Right.
I don't know if you can talk about them as well as just name them, and then talk about who've sort of been more successful and why.
Yeah, I probably can't get into.
You can talk about, say, things like large banks or large entertainment.
Yeah, it is interesting. So, the banks, I think, have the most been the most interesting in terms of the will to change. Interesting enough, I think a lot of the kind of larger web scale organizations that you would thought of for the kind of Web 1.0 giants have had the most difficult time changing or kind of coming around because they I'm not sure why it is, but that's an interesting part of it. I think what's most interesting, we see this where it's really kind of reached a global scale, right? That people realize that moving faster and doing so with higher quality is possible, and not only is it possible, but it's imperative to the success of their business. And I think you see more and more. I think financial services is probably why they're getting more successful, even though they don't talk about it as much publicly, is because they've realized that they're smart people in computers. And that's what a bank is. So they have to they realize that that's how they succeed. But we see it everywhere, from pharmaceutical companies to gaming companies to to manufacturing and retail companies. Everyone's realizing that how the throughput and the cycles that they can get with their software, the services that they're delivering, is going to translate directly to being able to achieve their business goals. So it's a pretty interesting time, and it's fun to be a part of it, and it's fun to be trying to help these big organizations figure out what's wrong and go fix it.
Awesome. Damon Edwards, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Barton.